Okay, things are progressing a little bit. It's a lot of little things. I'm sort of torn between how to present the bike. The spoked wheel is not great condition. A lot of rust on it. I'll turn the camera around. You know, you got a lot of this going on. You know, I'm not trying to make a new bike here. I've tightened up what I could. I'll have to check the alignment of the wheel, I guess. Taken to the alloy, the steel, the plating, the wire brush. We've got some more wire work to do on that, so we're using steelos or steel wool. The swing arm's been cleaned up and repainted. That's looking good. I'm trying to again reusing all the original parts. The springs are all nice and clean. Brake is done. Here we're going to try and cut that tail end off here from there to there. That's a mess. What have I got going out the back there? Let's go and have a look. Swing arm are cleaned up and used some 2-in-1 cold gal. So I've cleaned them up as best as possible. Got all the dirt off them, degreased them. Bash plate, so I've just cold galed that. Final coat on the pegs, and then we'll get on to, I'm using matte black for everything because I like matte black. Give that a spray now while I'm out here. Needs to put a little split pin in there, missing. That's had 2 coats of gal and 2 coats of matte black. I'm going to paint the bash plate too. And when I come outside to do stuff, she'll start sniffing around and hunting for bugs and whatever. And she comes, walking down the street, the one we meet. Right, here we go. We're going to lop it. I'm going to grind it back a little. We're going to lop that. We're going to lop it here. We're going to grind this up a bit, and then we're going to try and bend that up. We're going to try and bend this back out a little bit, and grind off all of this crap, I guess, and this shit. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I'll take the tank off, get that out of the way, and get into it. Morning, people. I have bad news. All right. I tried to re-weld where the cracks were here because it was all cracked, and because it's been repaired before, I had my MIG turned right down, but it just kept melting through. I'm going to try and use this piece, and I'm rooting around. Anyway, it's just a lot of friggin' work, you know. Then I've got to re-weld a couple of those bars down there. I was going to re-weld and shape the back, and just too much rooting around. Just so happens that I found a TF. That's what this is. It's a Suzuki TF 125. There's a guy who's done a project on eBay, just around the corner really, and he's selling a brand new frame, which isn't what I wanted to do, but he's selling a brand new frame for $100. The frame's retail for $1,000, so I can't argue with that. So I've purchased that. I saw a bike this morning, a Royal Enfield, and it's called a Duster, and I think that's sort of where I'm going with this now. Alrighty, I have just dropped in to see a guy named Mike. He has sold me his frame. It's in the back there, you can see it. Funny story, there's the swing arm down here. Very nice, very nice. Let's go home and have a look. Hey everybody, been a while. I have not kept up to date. I've just been busy getting on with the job on the bike. We've got a few things going on. I have, I don't know if you can see it in the background there. The bike is now semi-assembled on the frame. I've cleaned the engine and everything, and I haven't documented that, but I literally pulled the 125 motor out, put it on my workbench, and just didn't, I'm not doing a rebuild, I just did a clean. It was full of gunk and mud, typical for a dirt bike. Ali dipped it, Ali Bright, didn't do anything. Degreaser soaking it. The head was so caked in mud, I had to use a screwdriver to get it off, and water blasted it. Multiple degreasers. We've got some more parts on order. We've got, as I said, the side cover came. I took the front forks off and the bearings were shot, completely shot. Front forks off the old bike. You can still see the race in here for the bearings, top and bottom. So they still ran the original bearings. And when I pulled them out, we ended up with this all over the floor. I don't have presses, so I had to use cold chisels and sockets and things like that to fit everything back together. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's pressed up. Looks good. Handlebars were orange. I've flipped them, so now I'm gonna, I don't know, I like the idea of this. I've cut the bar off that ran across from side to side, and using a wire brush, I've taken all the paint off. I'm going to leave it in their naked form here. I've clear coated it. I like the sort of reflects what the tank is. What else? Everything's been cleaned up. Carby's back on the bike. It's been cleaned pretty well, degreased and everything. I watched some YouTube videos for that. I think I've put the slide in incorrect. I've never done one before, but I think it's jagging, so I'm going to look at that when the bike's assembled. It looks good on the frame. We've got the tyre on. I did go for that tyre over there, the motocross tyre, but it was just too fat when we put it on. Fine-tune adjusting on the back to go on there. Frame, I'm just about to take the coil and wiring out and transfer it across. The bike looks nice on that frame. This was the old side cover. It was all dodged up with some core fluid or something, I don't know. So I paid $80 for one. It's over by the bike. The chain's in pretty good nick, so I'm just cleaning it in some Kero. I'm going to get some chain lube and put the back on the bike. I may need to drop a link. I'm not really sure about that. I've cleaned these up just roughly. I don't want it looking like a brand new bike. So I gave that a dip in the alley bright as well. Let's sit down here. It's an aluminium cleaner. Dulled it out a bit, but I'm not too worried about that. Nice and clean. So that's the one you saw just over there on the bench, broken. I don't know what the white stuff is on here. I've soaked this in degreaser for like 2 days. The inside was just caked in dirt, and it has got a little tiny broken piece right there I'm not too fussed about. Told me it was in perfect condition on Gumtree, and it ain't. $80. So I might have to send him an email. Anyway, all right, see ya.